Ellen's dritter Gesang in English. Ellen's third song was composed by Franz Schubert in 1825 as part of his Opus 52, a setting of 7 songs from Walter Scott's popular epic poem The Lady of the Lake. Loosely translated into German, it has become one of Schubert's most popular works, recorded by a wide variety and large number of singers, under the title of Ave Maria. Inner arrangements with various lyrics which commonly differ from the original context of the poem. It was arranged in 3 versions for piano by Franz Liszt: The Lady of the Lake and the Ave Maria. The piece was composed as a setting of a song from Walter Scott's popular epic poem The Lady of the Lake, in a German translation by Adam Storck, and thus forms part of Schubert's Liedricklers vom Fräulein vom See. In Scott's poem, the character Ellen Douglas, the Lady of the Lake, has gone with her exiled father to stay in the Goblin's Cave as he has declined to join the previous host, Roderick Dhu, in rebellion against King James. Roderick Dhu, the chieftain of Clan Alpine, sets off up the mountain with his warriors, but lingers and hears the distant sound of the harpist Alan Bain accompanying Ellen, who sings a prayer addressed to the Virgin Mary, calling upon her for help. Roderick Dhu pauses, then goes on to battle. Schubert's arrangement is said to have first been performed at the castle of Countess Sophie Weissenwolf in the little Austrian town of Steyr, and dedicated to her, which led to her becoming known as the Lady of the Lake herself. The opening words and refrain of Ellen's song, namely Ave Maria, may have led to the idea of adapting Schubert's melody as a setting for the full text of the traditional Roman Catholic prayer Ave Maria. The Latin version of the Ave Maria is now so frequently used with Schubert's melody that it has led to the misconception that he originally wrote the melody as a setting for the Ave Maria position within the cycle. In 1825, Schubert composed a selection of 7 songs from Scott's The Lady of the Lake. They were published in 1826 as his Opus 52. The songs are not intended for a single performer. The 3 songs of Ellen are piano songs for a woman's voice, while the songs for Norman and the Count of Douglas were intended for the baritone Johann Michael Vogel. The remaining 2 songs are written, one for a male and the other for a female ensemble. Ellen's Gesang ID 837 Racekrieger, Krieg ist Oz, Soldier Rest. The Warfare O'er. Ellen's Gesang 2 D 838 Jäger, Ruhe von der Jagd, Huntsman, Rest. Thy Chase is Done. Boot Gesang D 835 Triumph Naht, Hail to the Chief, for male voice quartet. Koronach D. 836, ist geschieden, He is gone to the mountain, for female choir. Norman's Gesang D. 846, Die Nacht bricht bald hierin. Ellen's Gesang 3 D. 839, Ave Maria, Jungfrau mild, Ave Maria, Maiden Mile. Lied des Gefangenen Jägers, D. 843, Mein Rosse Mud, My Steed is Tired. Schubert composed the songs to the German texts. However, with the exception of No. 5, the songs were clearly intended to be published with the original English texts as well. This meant finding correspondences to Storck's sometimes quite free translations, which entailed significant difficulties. Lyrics. Use in Disney's Fantasia. Walt Disney used Schubert's song in the final part of his 1940 film Fantasia, where he linked it to Modest Mussorgsky's Night on Bald Mountain in one of his most famous pastiches. The end of Mussorgsky's work blends with almost no break into the beginning of Schubert's song, and as Deems Taylor remarked, the bells in Night on Bald Mountain originally meant to signal the coming of dawn, which caused the demon Chernabog to stop his dark worship and the ghosts to return to the grave, now seem to be church bells signaling the beginning of religious services. A procession of monks is shown walking along. The text for this version is sung in English, and was written by Rachel Field. This version also had 3 stanzas, like Schubert's original, but only the third stanza made it into the film. The version heard in Fantasia was arranged by Leopold Stokowski especially for the film, and unlike the original, which is for a solo voice, is scored for soprano and mixed chorus, accompanied by the string section of the Philadelphia Orchestra. The soloist is Julieta Novis. The Ave Maria sequence was later featured in Very Merry Christmas Songs, which is part of Disney's Sing-Along Songs, as a background movie for the song Silent Night.